Hello and welcome. My name is Chris Cuban. I'm the president of the St. Louis chapter of the Public Relations Society of America, and we have several other chapters joining us today on this webinar series that we do every single week. This is the 10th edition of our webinar series. So again, welcome. This is going to be a little different because we are recording this and we're going to break it up into 3 different sections. Without further ado, Cedric King.
If you were able to write down the goals, not that you think you can accomplish, but the goals that your heart wants to experience. If you are able to do that, if you have the guts enough to write it down and visit it every single day, these goals will become not just a wish, it will actually become your reality. It takes courage. It takes courage to look at your goals every day, because there will be days where you feel like I'm nowhere close to my goals. But having the guts to look at it anyway is where the power truly is. Question. This actually started almost by mistake. I was writing goals down. Actually, was something that started out of me being very unsuccessful. Going to the United States Army Ranger School was where I started to write down goals because I was so terrible at doing the things that it took to pass the school. Now, obviously, I'm a United States Army Ranger right now, but by me writing it down and looking at it every day, I used to write these goals and I would look at them in my hat. I would, wear my hat just like we all do in the Army. But when times would get really tough, I would look in my hat and I would see the goal every single day. Even when I was doing terrible, even when I was failing in the school, I would still look at the goals in my hat. And there were times where I didn't pass. And I would still look at the goals and wonder, man, I'm supposed to be getting closer to this, but it seems like I'm getting even further. Even though I felt like I was getting further, I was still looking at the goal. And in time, what I was looking at was what I was becoming. And I believe that at that moment, I found something clicked and said, even though you're not getting closer as it looks in perception, you still are moving toward the goal. And having the guts to look at it every single day, even when you feel like you're the furthest from the goal, is where the magic really is. Having the guts enough to look at it. A lot of people say, well, I'm not getting closer, so I'm not going to look at the goal. No. You ain't going to have nothing there. You got to have the guts enough to look at it again and again and again. And there is no progress. Look at it. Visit it. Feel it.
Keep your eyes on the prize.
Always.
Speaker, I got to know you through the Gary Sinise Foundation. They were one of my clients, and I was lucky enough. How many years ago, Cedric, was I able to hand over a home to you?
That was 3 years ago in the home that I'm in right now.
So one of the inspirational things that I learned about Cedric, and I mentioned this at your home dedication, is you have a goal list on your wall. And there's several things on that goal list that you've accomplished already. And I mean, they were very lofty goals. I mean, one of them was have a family. Another was to write a book. And why don't you tell us the top couple things on your list, which I know is hanging on the wall behind the camera here.
Oh, Chris.
Come on, I know you.
So Chris is tough. It's been tough on me, but I love it. You got to have the guts enough to say this. I want to be in a position where I can lead our country. I wrote this goal actually years and years and years and years ago. I wanted to lead our country as commander-in-chief. Now I know that there are people out there, it's almost like a fad now to say that you want to be the president, but I don't want to lead the country just because, for vain reasons, but I truly love this country. And I know that may be something that's not a popular stance, but I love this country because this country is the greatest society that we've seen in all of written history. And we have an opportunity to continue to move it on an upward trajectory.
So what are some of your other items on that list? Just so people know that you write your goals down and you achieved your goals. So
I will tell you right now, every single goal that I have written, I haven't accomplished yet, but a lot of them, I'd say probably more, maybe 60, 70% I have accomplished. The car that I dreamed of, the place that I always wanted to live in, Atlanta or DC. I've lived in them both. The book that I wanted to write. I've written a book, and now during quarantine, I've written my second book. You're talking about writing these goals down, wanting to meet certain people, wanting to do certain things with my family, take my family certain places. I never running these marathons. I only had a goal in the beginning to run a marathon. That was something that I wrote when I first got injured. And now, if you look behind me, I've run several marathons, and more marathons than they're even up right now. I've run. I've accomplished these goals. I wanted to finish a triathlon. I finished 3. These are things that I've accomplished just since I've lost my legs. These are all these goals in a 7-year span. Meeting people that I've always, writing books. Just think about if you were able to write down the goals, not that you think you can accomplish, but the goals that your heart wants to experience. If you are able to do that, if you have the guts enough to write it down and visit it every single day, these goals will become not just a wish, it will actually become your reality. It takes courage. It takes courage to look at your goals every day, because there will be days where you feel like I'm nowhere close to my goals. But having the guts to look at it anyway is where the power truly is.
Thank you for words and inspiration. I'm going to turn it over to Bridget in Kansas City. Bridget, would you like to say a few words?
Hi, thank you, Cedric, so much. This has been great. And Jill Alexander posted in the webinar chat, this was, and I agree with her, a very inspiring way to start the day. We all needed this. I needed this. Thank you so much. And we're so happy that Chris has invited us to join in on these webinars and help spread everybody's messages. But thank you so much. You're an inspiration.
Thank you so much, Bridget. I was out in Kansas City earlier this year before all of the COVID went down. And I'm pretty sure I will be back out there again. And congratulations. You guys got the football championship this year. You guys got the Super Bowl. So very proud of all my colleagues and friends in Kansas City. And now to call you a colleague and friend. Thanks so much, Bridget.
Thank you.
Most people get at me through LinkedIn, social media, Facebook, Instagram. Those are the places that I frequent the most. You can also find me on YouTube. There's an assortment of keynotes on YouTube. Those are the places where I'm most, and you can find me through The Making Point. The Making Point is my book. All the stories and more that Chris alluded to are found in this book. You can find it on Amazon.com, and you can also find it through twosisterswritingpublishing.com.
Well, I was just going to promote your book, so thank you for doing it, though. It's only $15 or $16, and there's a lot of leaders on this call. We're going to probably make this live so people can watch it afterwards. We recorded this. So thank you so much, Cedric, again, for being part of our webinar series and making this an awesome day.
Thank you. You got it, Chris. Hey, thanks so much, you guys. Have a great one.
Bye.
Thank you.
Take care.